Hello, welcome to the Spankey Guitar YouTube channel, folks. Today we have something very special that I am going to be featuring for today's episode. We are going to be taking a break from the Les Pauls today, and we're going to switch over to LTD ESP. So these guys are equipped with the EMG active pickups, and so you guys might have seen, if you've watched some of my other videos, this is sometimes sitting up here or down here in my other rack. I bought this guitar over a month ago, maybe longer, maybe 2 months, I don't even know. So I'm pretty excited to get this thing set up. I know for sure that it does need a setup because when I bought it from the guy, I bought it used, and he said he likes the low action, which is fine. I brought it home, and the strings are so low that it doesn't even play, so I didn't realize he liked it that low. Anyway, so let's get this thing up and running. Just a little bit of background info. This one is a 2008 EC1000 in a vintage black. Has a matte black finish. 3 control knobs. I think this has push-pull pot. Maybe not. I've had this thing for a month and I don't even know that because I've been featuring all of my other guitars, like Gibsons and Epiphones. And I've been a big Metallica fan for many years, since I was 9 years old. So that's going back to the mid 80s now. Well, not late 80s. For being a Metallica fan, and since becoming a guitar player, a lot of my early tablature books and all of that, I learned a lot of Metallica songs. And I've never owned an actual guitar that had active EMG pickups, the same ones that Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield use for many years, and including other artists like Slayer, Kerry King, Jeff Hanneman, R.I.P., who is now passed. Gary Holt is in Slayer now, but they all use the active EMG 81 in the bridge, and I think, I forget what the one in the neck is, 60 or 61. Well, let's take those out and we'll do some reading. We'll do some pickup readings on it. We'll clean it up. I'm going to change the strings. I got new strings for it. Give it I think one of these control knobs are a bit loose. Yeah, that one's loose, so we're gonna have to tighten up some stuff on it. So yeah, I felt a little bit bad for this guitar because it's such a nice guitar, and it's been just sitting here for a long time, and it's finally gonna get the TLC that it deserves. Only because I've had other guitars here that I focused more of my attention on, that needed to be featured on the channel. Now this one is going to be getting its showcase that it deserves. So this has I was kind of going over the specs. I couldn't find the specs for the actual 2008 version. Over the years they do change specs slightly. I was going over the newer ones from the 2020, and they call this vintage burst, I think they called the newer ones. Well, there's no burst on it whatsoever. It's just a matte black finish. There's no bursting on it, but it does have a sort of like a yellowish binding around the body, on the neck, and on the headstock. Probably 5-play. I didn't count them, but it's, yeah, 5-play. You can see the dirt, how dirty it is. And yeah, so I'll be cleaning it up, conditioning the fretboard, polishing the fret wire. I actually like these. This is like a fatter a larger fret wire, and this is probably a larger diameter fret wire, more than the Gibsons that I have. So this will be interesting to play. I've never played it yet. So that's it. Let's get it on the workbench here. I was just recently, last night I was working on my Epiphone. I was going to put in a 498T into the bridge here, until I realized I didn't have the screws. Well, actually it's the screws of the Epiphone pickups. They don't, they're not, you can't use those with Gibson. So just to keep that in mind, folks, if you want to swap pickups on an Epiphone for Gibson pickups, you need the Gibson screws for the pickup rings. Anyway, that's it. Let's swap position the guitars here. I'll put the LTD here, and just give me a second. I'll switch the camera angle. Okay, so before we take the resistance readings of the pickups, I was just taking the strings off, and I had forgotten that these things have locking tuners. So for those you youngsters that don't know what locking tuners are, or new guitarists, this one, if you've ever stringed a guitar, you usually put it in the tuner on top, then you twist this and it goes round and round. But with these locking tuners, all you do is string the string through on top, and then you tighten this here, like so, and then you clip the excess string off, and there's no winding needed. Then you wind it and tune it. So it's a lot faster. So I'm quite happy about that. I did know that these were here, I just forgot. So this is my first guitar that has, I've owned many guitars, and this is my first one with locking tuners. So I'm quite happy with that. So this is the back. It says ESP. It has a volute here, and that's just to enforce the back of the neck from any breakage. The Gibsons, I'm not sure who invented this volute, but in the early 70s or late 70s, Gibson utilized a volute like this because they were noticing that they have there's a weak area spot here, and when the guitar falls, it's prone to cracking off. The whole head cracks right off, and so yeah, that's good reinforcement. And this one, I'm happy to say, also is a made in Korea. Check that out. Serial number 08, so 2008. Compliant with ROH directive. So yeah, I am very fond of the Korean made guitars because I find that they take things one step further in the terms of quality control. That's just my own opinion, and it's sort of in line with other guitarists as well. The Japan made guitars are also very excellent guitars. The made in China are also very good, but I would rank this Korean made guitars just slightly more. Now that doesn't mean you have any less of a quality made in China. It's just I preferred these Korean made ones because the amount of guitars that I've owned over the years, and I've noticed the quality control is slightly better. So here's the back. It looks like this is a two-piece back. You can see the line right here. So 1, 2. I'm not sure if there's a third piece down here. No, it doesn't look like it. So two-piece back. I have an Epiphone Goth, and it also has this matte black finish. What happens over time is the area that is subjected to comes into contact with your skin, it becomes more shiny. See the neck here, where you're always playing with your hand? It turns to glossy neck. Then here it's still matte black finish, gloss, matte black. So anyways, I think these are original stickers. ESP inspected in the USA. Tone Pros locking bridge system equipped. So those are probably factory stickers. So as I was mentioning there a little while ago, that this guy's a little bit loose. Okay. So I'm gonna have to flip it over, take the control knob off, and just tighten the nut on it. That's all. Very simple. So you guys, if that ever happens to you, that's what you could do. Is just take the control knob off with a small little Allen key. That's what these little guys here, and then just tighten it. Simple as that. You don't need to take it to repair shop and whatever. Well, you could if you want, but. And then this this ESP, as I was mentioning, has active pickups, and what that means for you seasoned guitarists, you'll already know what that is, but I'm just doing it for sort of educational purposes here for those that don't know. Active pickups, they utilize a circuitry that needs power. So you have to have, when I got this guitar, it didn't play. First of all, the strings were too low, but then I switched the battery, and then the circuits come alive. Has a shielded back plate here, and so yeah, that's that. I just wanted to show that before we do the resistance readings. Put this back on. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is. For those of you that don't know, so once these things come loose, you simply take it off with there's a little tiny sort of screw in there, and all you need is a 2mm Allen wrench or Allen key to take that off. And then look here, see, it's loose, but then there's all you got to do is tighten it with an 11mm socket. I got to hold it at the back with my other hand, so I'm just going to sign off for that. Just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, so we're back. I'll take some readings here. So for the neck, oh yeah, let's tighten this up first. So you just hold it in the back here. And you don't need to tighten it very, very tight at all, just snug. You don't want to strip the threads, so just snug is good. And if it comes loose again in 5 or 10 years, you just retighten it again. Same with this thing. Put this on. Well, I'll tighten that after. But yeah, you get the picture. See, now it's not loose. Perfect. And so yeah. For now, if you guys have seen my other videos, I always just use the green painter's tape for polishing the frets. I'm going to take this outside. I don't want any metal shards around my in my studio here or anywhere in the home. If I were doing this for a living, if I had an actual guitar repair shop or anything like that, I would definitely invest in an actual fretting tape that because you got to rip this up and you rip it in half when you get down to the lower frets, and it becomes a little tedious. But for now, just this tape works good for me. And now let's do the reading here. So the neck pickup has a reading of 17.05. Very, very hot. Neck and the bridge pickup, which is the EMG 81. .53. Why is it saying that? Middle is 1.41. Neck is 17.1. Okay, so I'm not sure. Luckily, I did troubleshoot this. When I first plugged this guitar in and I tried the bridge, and it didn't sound good at all. And I was wondering, my goodness, these EMGs don't sound good at all. I was expecting more. Now this is why. The output, there's something wrong with the wiring. The output's only 1.53. So I'm gonna have to do some further troubleshooting, folks. And yeah, my multimeter is set at the right setting. So, well, I'm gonna finish polishing the frets and then get all this tape off. And before I get the strings on, we're gonna have to do some more, see what's wrong with this one. Maybe it's the battery. Maybe I gotta switch the battery. Who knows? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, hello, folks. We're back, and happy to report back that the electronics didn't actually need any altering or anything like that. It was just the battery. I was fairly certain when I got this guitar, I put a new 9-volt battery in it. Now I can't remember, but if I had did maybe this thing still kills the battery even if you don't use it like over time, over a month or two. So just be aware of that you'll need to keep an eye on that regularly. So here we'll go. We'll try the resistance readings again. We'll do the neck. So the neck it didn't change too much. It's 17.08. 04. And now the bridge. There we go. That looks more like it. Now that one is a little less hot, 16.71. And in the middle, around 8.48. So this thing's all ready to rock and roll, folks. I got brand new strings on it. They're stretched out. I didn't need this. What I usually use is to change my my strings, because this has the locking tuners. Very simple change, easy peasy. And so yeah, be able to jam out some Metallica. And so these are more geared towards like heavy distorted music. A lot of people that play either hard rock or metal will use these active EMG pickups. And I was fortunate enough back in 2004 to see Metallica. Back then they were with a band called Godsmack. The Godsmack was opening up for them. And I saw them at the Winnipeg Arena before that arena had been demolished. I think shortly later that year in 2004, that the iconic Winnipeg Arena, where the Winnipeg Jets have played a lot of hockey, was demolitioned. And now they of course have the MTS Center there, and I've also seen some other concerts there. One of them being Slayer and Kerry King, as I mentioned. Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman back then, they still do. Well, Kerry King does. These EMG pickups, they have signature sets with EMG, and I'm not sure what I forget what the sets are, but and what how different it is from these 81s. But these are a staple in metal and rock guitars. These EMGs. So yeah, we'll set the mics up, and not sure if I'll use the Boss amp or the tube amp, the custom. But yeah, see you shortly again. Oh, I forgot to mention. I got the neck set up. It's good. There's no buzzing in the strings. Strings are good. But I'm not entirely sure. I haven't reviewed the specifications on how far the string should be from the top of the pickups. Maybe some of you guys who are more familiar with EMGs could mention that. I mean, I could go look it up on Google or whatever, but I'm just gonna eyeball it for now and see how it comes out with just eyeballing it and see what kind of sounds we can get. Today is a very hot day, folks, up here in Canada. We have a heat warning in effect for the next week, I believe, and so some of you guys, even in the States, will probably know what I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is, I don't know if you guys ever had a drink of this. This is called BioSteel. It's just a nutritional sort of hydration drink, and I just mixed it in my drink here, and it's been keeping me nice and hydrated. So yep, and just gonna head out there for a few minutes. So we'll come back and do the sound demo.